What's up, everybody? It's your boy Chris coming at you with another episode of Soul Speakers. And I got today with me Hannah and John. John, Hannah, introduce yourselves.
It's your boy John.
And Hannah.
And today is Trending Tuesday, people. So you know who we got to talk about. I already know what the whole fuss is about. We're going to talk about Ellen Degeneres. It's going to be a crazy night. So let's go ahead and dive right in as we start talking about the latest madness about what's going on with her crew on her show.
I read that up, man. It was crazy. Like, literally, she's been letting a lot of stuff fly by for years. She's been being rude to so many, employees at her job for, no reason. And you kind of sitting back okay, you really gonna let this fly by? And it's like she's just thinking that she's gonna get away with it. And so now it's just catching up to her, and now she's trying to get out of it. She's just trying to be okay, I don't want to deal with this. I mean, she apologized, but it's she's trying to get herself out of this situation, which to me is no, you deserve the consequences. You can't just be rude and then not get consequences back towards you.
What do y'all think of her as a person in general, just as a person?
I'll let him go.
Go ahead, guys. It seems like you got something to say. Go ahead. Say what's on your mind.
I mean, I don't know. I think she's overrated. People like her a little too much. And she's not really entertaining to me. I think she's just, you can tell.
Is it just her personality that brings an attraction to TV?
I mean, I think it's that and the fact that she appeals to the LGBTQ community as well.
So it's mainly about somebody out there who's different, sticks out, and that other people can relate to. She's a public figure for a certain group of people.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I say that, I don't personally know her, but I've always had that, thing about her, she seems like a okay person. She's not I'm not gonna say she's one of the nicest people I met, because sometimes, with people who do people show stuff, I know there's certain things that, we don't know about them, the ones that are famous that, we they might be nice on TV, but then in reality, they're just rude as hell. You're oh, so man, I'm thinking they're the nicest people I've ever seen on TV, but they turn out to be horrible people.
Which is exactly the case for Ellen DeGeneres in the situation that's going on with her crew. And I know that she apologized for the poor work environment and things of that nature, but the certain things and allegations that even people like her bodyguard had made, that she never said hello to him or anything of that nature. It's just dang, it's just the small, simple things that you can do out of respect for your people, the people that are, helping you and supporting you in many ways. The first thing that you could do is ask them how they're doing, how their day is going, not make everything about you, even though they are working for you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think when a lot of people get that power, it's they think that they're God. Okay, you got to bow down to me. I don't have to say anything to you, but you got to say something to me. And, that to me is just to me, that's messed up. When I read that part, when she said she never said hi, I was oh, so you thought of yourself as a God. Oh, no one can tell you anything. No, that's thing with, see, this is something I talked to somebody about with last night. You don't automatically get respect. You have to earn your respect. It don't matter. It doesn't matter if you're I'm gonna say, it doesn't matter if you're Oprah, no matter if you're Ellen DeGeneres, Jay-Z, Kanye West. It don't matter who you are. You got to show me respect so I can show you respect back. Because if you show me disrespect, then you're only gonna get disrespect back. Doesn't matter who you are. I mean, I've dealt with that at my job before, when I had to deal with, a guy who was just rude as hell. And he was well, I'm in the military and you owe me respect. I'm yeah, you fought for the country, but I don't give a damn who you are. you gonna show me respect before I give you the respect. And he ends up firing me because he felt upset, right? And he thought he was in control. Well, later on it caught up to him and he got fired. and it was like he didn't know what to do. He didn't know what to do about that because he was thinking, oh, nothing bad's gonna happen. Like, nothing bad's gonna. I think that when people get this, authority, like, authority job, like if they're like, the host of the show, if they're the general manager, if they're executive producer or anything, it's like their whole mindset changes. Like, oh man, I'm this, I'm that, like no one can tell me anything. But then later on it's just gonna catch up to you, and then you're gonna be like, oh crap, how am I gonna get myself out of this? Because
Speaking of executive producer, their producer Ellen Degeneres show, the executive producer claims that nobody is going off the air. But, Ellen's talking about, leaving the show due to all this toxic nature going on. So it's her word, and then there's the executive producer's word, and right now it's up in the air on whether or not it will happen or it won't. But I think inevitably it boils down to, can Ellen take the heat of what everybody's bringing to her?
Absolutely not, because she turned all her comments off on her Instagram. She don't want to hear what people have to say.
Yeah, she don't want people blowing up her page. So I think she may be running. She wants to run. She wants to run, but she's still trying to figure out exactly what it is she needs to do first. I think that's where it's going.
See, this reminds me, and like I'm gonna bring this up. It reminds me of like, when when Donald Trump, for example, when everybody was upset with him and he was talking bad about, the Black Lives Matter movement. He was talking bad about this, talking bad about that. And then everybody started to give him the heat. And he turned off his comments, went down to the the bunker, didn't even say anything. Because he was just so, like, scared. Like, oh, crap, these guys are going to come after me. And no one can really save me from this. And, it's like...
I mean, he does have an army of people with... lots of guns and ammunition and bombs.
I mean, look, I'm gonna say this because he said that Secret Service are gonna apply deadly force. I said there's not even a lot of Secret Service people that can stop those protesters from outside. That's the thing that killed me. And it was like, if every protester from each state and outside of the country came to the White House, that army of Secret Service people would not even have stopped them. And that's the thing that's going on with Ellen, is that you have an army of people coming at you like, oh, so you've been being rude to these people for years and you think nothing bad's going to happen to you. So she's running away like, oh, I'm not trying to deal with this. I'm not trying to put myself in the situation. She's just like, oh, I got to run away because I don't want to deal with this. Like, I mean, this is just insane. But, she's going to have to accept the consequences. You can't just sit here and think like, oh, nothing bad's going to happen. Like, everybody's just tripping. Like, no.
And at her age too. At her age,
she's 62.
Time's winding down. 62 years old. It's time. At some point, you really have to decide when it's time to get your life together. When it's time to clean up your act and realize how you treating other people versus how you being treated. You see what I'm saying? It's just like a wake up call at some point, and I think this is her wake up call time.
Yeah, I think, and I'm not gonna say this with every person that is like famous, but there's certain people that I feel like have done people wrong in the past. Like, for a prime example is like, I'm gonna say this, Jay-Z, right? Like, I'm not gonna say like, oh, he's done people wrong like all his life, but there's certain situations that I've read about with him that I'm like, hold up, like, why did you do this to this person? Like, people are talking about like, I did a song with Jay-Z, I co-wrote for him, or I did a chorus for him and he didn't even pay me, but then try to talk crap about me later on. And it's, the same thing with like, for example, with he was talking about his I forgot, I think it was somebody that it was his mentor at the time when he was coming up. he was talking crap about his mentor, talking about like how his mentor was trash about him, everything else. I mean, and it was a lot of things that Jay-Z did people dirty to get to the top. And then when he got to the top, he decided to go back and apologize to everybody. But it was like, you can't do that. Like, to me, that's just messed up. Like, you can't just say, I'm gonna get to the top, and then when I get to the top and I'm good, successful, I'm gonna, give I'm gonna give everybody, a job, as this or that. And it's like, you can't do that, because people are still gonna hold on to that certain thing that you did for years. And
see, Brad Garrett does. He's one of the ones that was on the show, and he said in one of his tweets that mistreatment by Ellen is common knowledge. After the host's apology, so this is like after she apologized, he already says that mistreatment by her is normal. So it's not like what is the apology for the norm?
It's because she knows what she did, but she's trying to make herself look like she's not guilty. Like, okay, well, I'm gonna go apologize. Like, I didn't know what I was doing, and it's like, no, you knew what you were doing. You're not 5, 6, 7, or 8. You're a certain age. I don't know your age, but you're a certain age. And
62.
Damn, she's 62.
Yeah, she old.
Damn, you old as hell. But getting back on topic.
I mean, well, hold on, wait. Let's do misclaimer for like those who are out there listening to the cast that are of age.
She's
62
not that
is a
old.
beautiful age. You're not old yet. You're not old yet. You're still walking. You're still living. You still look young. You're still beautiful. All right? Just keep going about your life. Everything is good. Back at it again. Here we go.
I apologize for that part. I didn't mean to say that part. Now, she was 80. That's a different story. Okay, I'd be like, okay, yeah, you getting there. You getting there. But nah. Yeah, I thought she was like at least in her early 50s. But when you said 62, I was like,
she doesn't even look 62.
When you're rich, you can afford all the cream to get your skin looking nice.
Yeah. I mean, this woman is worth $330 million.
Good gracious. Can I get a piece of her nose then?
I mean, and
I don't know how much just her nose costs. Is there a way you can look that up?
I don't.
And I mean, that's the thing about it. It's like, you never expect to hear like something like that come from a lady that's been on like TV on air for like years, and then people are now saying this about her. You're like, wait, what? Like, nah. And then now you're having even your own coworkers say, this is normal. Like, what? Like, what do you mean this is normal? Like, that shouldn't be normal. Like, that shouldn't be normal. But that's how it is with sometimes when people get money. They think like, oh, nothing bad's gonna happen to them. Man, I'm good.
That's like
some of her producers were accused of sexual misconduct as well. So
what?
It's not just her.
Like some of the producers as well?
Yeah.
So it's the whole crew?
Yeah, and this stuff has been going on since the show started in 2003. I just don't understand why it's being brought to light now.
Dang, so when you get money, hey, that's another part of selling your soul. I'm trying to tell you. She probably sold that soul, and now
she definitely did.
17 years down the road, you're finally getting caught up. Your fame, your fortune, and all that stuff, you got it. But look where it ended you. At 62, you're being brought down as a dirty and no good. Let me end right there.
But see, everybody always asks that question like, oh my gosh, like why is it being now brought up like now rather than should have been brought up from like before? And it's like,
that's always the question.
Yeah. And it's like I had to learn this because I was always thinking that same thing. Like, man, why don't you just say it like when it was going on? But it's like some people are afraid to come out and say it. Like some people are afraid to come out and say it. Like, man, I ain't finna say it because I don't know what could happen to me. That's like, for example, somebody snitching on the cops, right? Somebody snitching on you to the cops, and you're like, I don't even know if I want to do this. And I saw this person kill this person, but what if he gets out of jail? And what if he comes back and attacks me? It's like, that's the type of mindset some people have. It's like that's the type of mindset some people have. And it's like, I had to learn that. Because I used to be like, man, why don't just people just come out and tell and stop hiding it inside? But I had to like learn more as I got older. Like, oh, some people just, they're afraid to come out and say it. And it's like when they get to that comfortable spot, it's like, okay, now I can finally come out and say it now. It's like they're waiting for one person to come out, because some people can come out and they can be afraid, like, man, I could be the only person who can say this about, her show or about her. And then they're like, man, and then next thing you know, it's like more people coming out with it. And you're like, oh, so it's just not me. Oh, it's other people now coming out with it. So it's like they're afraid because they don't want to be the only person that thinks like, oh man, it's me. Like, oh, it's
And that's where leaders are born, and then there are followers that continue to exist. Because you got, like you said, you got those who are like, I don't want to do this because I don't see anybody else doing it. But it takes until people see that somebody else is doing the same thing, then they're like, oh, okay, well, yeah, I've always thought this way, so let me now put my input in, and I see that other people are doing it. Man, look, if somebody would have first reported the way they were being treated back in 2003 when it first started, we wouldn't be waiting till 2020 to be able to hear about it and all this and that, and the rain wouldn't have gone down as, oh, all these years this is going on. It's just like with so many different cases that have gone over the years, from the Bill Cosby case, not to get off topic or nothing, but everything going down history. There's always been a skeptical thing where like, oh, this happened years and years ago. Okay, well, why didn't you say about it years and years ago? You have your reasons, but what's your reason for now? Is it because
I feel
you need money?
I feel like a lot of it has to do with today's cancel culture. Like, a lot of celebrities and YouTubers and Instagram influencers are being canceled, quote unquote, because of stuff they did in the past. Like, Shane Dawson, the YouTuber, did blackface multiple times in the past, has apologized multiple times in the past, but people are deciding to cancel them now.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, like picking back up on like the Bill Cosby case. Like, I thought I had that same mindset. Like, man, why y'all coming out with this now when y'all should have came out with this years ago? But I had to realize, because I've spoken to certain people who went through that situation, and I'd be like, so why would you never tell nobody, go to the cops or anything? It's like, because they have that same mindset. They're afraid because they don't know what can happen to them. They can be like, okay, yeah, I'm perfectly fine, okay, I came out with this, but let's say this person comes out of jail, I don't know I don't know what he's gonna do next. Like, man, this guy could come after me, and I don't know if I'm be able to deal with this. And so that's the mindset that a lot of people have who go through that. A lot of people have, because they're like, man, if I tell, like, if I tell one person, then they go back and tell this person, they I go to the cops, say, what could happen. And I've watched like a lot of Law and Order, in my times. And I can say that I understand it, because I've watched plenty of episodes where a lady would come out and say, well, this person did this to me, and they'd be perfectly fine, and then the person that did it to them gets off, and then they come back after them and kill them. And you're like, oh, so it's like that's their mindset. And it's like, new episodes that come out talking about, well, this person did this to me, and they feel like they're alone, and all of a sudden it's like, oh no, now 10, 12, 50, like 31 people are now coming out saying, well, he did this to me too. It's like, oh, so I'm not the only one alone in this. So it's like, it's crazy. Like, it's crazy, but it's like some people have to be in a comfortable spot to say it, because they don't want to just, they don't want to come out and say it now. Because I used to be like that, like, be like, man, just come out and say it, man. Yeah, stop being but scared. But it's like, I had to learn, you got to be in their shoes, and you don't, and we don't know what it's like to be in a woman's shoes. We don't know what it's like.
It's the acceptance, like the personal acceptance of what's happened to them. It takes others longer than some, but it really comes down to accepting what's happened and processing it in a healthy way. I mean, from being a female, I've had personal experiences with stuff like this, so I understand taking your time to speak about stuff, but like, it all comes down to the accepting it. Like, once you accept what's happened, it's easier to talk about. But I mean, 17 years is some time to process.
Yeah, that is a long time to process, and maybe she can spend another 20 years in processing in jail, because that's where I think she belongs. But that's all we got for today. That was a good trending Tuesday for everybody out there listening on the cast. We appreciate you for tuning in to start this global conversation. Yes, our time is up for today, but we are not done. We will be back on Friday. Bring it back Friday. We hope to see you there. And always remember, if you have something that you want to say that has been a part of this cast today, let us know down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share. Please share so we can get this thing going. Until next time, it's your boy Chris.
It's your boy John.
And Hannah.
And this is Soul Speakers. Stay woke, stay blessed, people.